All right, let's start.
Okay.
All right, we're starting at 1:23
And
p.m.
action.
Starting at 1:23 p.m. on a Sunday. Sorry, I'm doing my I do my time before you do the intro.
Yeah, clock in.
Yeah, I'm secretary. All right, it's 1:23 on a Sunday. It is December 1st. Happy December 1st. Make sure
Happy December.
Happy December 1st, 1:23 on a Sunday. Welcome back to RIP Society. I'm your host, John. We've got Dre.
Hey,
Welcome back.
thank you.
and
we got Kenny.
superior co-host Kenny,
Wow.
self-proclaimed co-host,
Coming in hot.
coming
Yeah.
in hot.
We got to talk about it real quick because
Yeah,
Well,
we'll talk about it.
no one will actually know because it's another episode that probably won't air. But last time we were supposed to record, y'all were supposed to come over. I was on the phone with Kenny. He's like, all right, we're leaving now. And then Kenny rolls up in the white Tez and he's in it, but you're not.
I wasn't there.
I said, surprise, John. And you could see John go pale white, smile fade.
Which clearly, that should tell you that I am the superior co-host because he was like, "Where the fuck is Dre?"
In John's eyes, yes, you are. In the audience's eyes, who really matter, who keep the fucking
Well-
Keep the lights on.
keep the lights
Let's ask
on.
the audience. We have 2 confirmed watchers.
Are we doing shout outs already?
I feel like we could do that, an audience poll, but that's
Yeah.
going to be really who wins in that
True.
situation.
So continue on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my heart did sink. It was more shocking, I guess, because it was like literally, and you guys drive a pretty far way. It was like, all right,
not
we're
too
both
far.
on our way.
Yeah.
And then I was a little bit shocked and perturbed because I also didn't know what
Perturbed.
happened.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh my God, what's going on? Is this bad?
It wasn't that bad.
No, I learned it
you
wasn't
guys-
that bad.
Ended up having a very chaotic episode.
Well, we started drinking.
So I only drank because I promised I wasn't going to drink on these to start out. But I was so emotional about you not showing up. I needed to settle my nerves, so I had a tequila
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
on an empty stomach.
It was also like
I have that
a
effect
Friday.
on people.
It was a Friday.
No, it wasn't. It
No,
was a Sunday.
It was
It was actually
Yeah.
a Sunday.
today's Sunday. Give me a fucking drink.
Yeah.
I know that because I
Yeah,
was
you guys should-
so hungover on Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Does the audience want to know why John was so hungover on Monday?
Yeah, so let's get to it because you missed the episode. Me and Ken recorded solo.
Yeah, I watched it.
And well, I guess real quick, it's probably not going to reach the
I hope
light
not.
of day.
I hope not.
Another episode 0.
We could edit it in such a way that
You
it
edit it in
does-
such a way, it's going to be 5 minutes long because there's a lot that I
So,
don't think should be
here's the-
revealed.
Here's the thing: is that I respect her opinion, and she says that, but I haven't watched it myself, and maybe I would think differently.
Yeah, you should watch it.
Well, here's my thought because as we on the episode, I think I was like, "Yo, this might be trashed," or episode 0.
Yeah, you did say that.
But watching it back, I was like, "This is fun," or I liked it because we're talking about. But basically, what happened is it's like when the teacher leaves the room,
Right?
and
Yeah.
then 2
Right.
boys
Yeah.
are there, and
Yep.
all we talked about truly was
Boy, shit.
masturbation, and then we did talk about like politics.
You 100% talked about politics.
Yeah. And I think in little doses, it's fun to be honest about our bodies.
Yeah,
Our bodies. But it
But-
was like,
it was a
Ugh.
big dose. It was the first half of the episode. And it was a little much. And I text Ken and I'm like, dude, I don't want to hear what you like masturbating to and who you think is hot and what gets you off when I'm over there at home, like mad at you. You're like, oh yeah, I love jerking off to this and I love looking at pictures of this and yeah, this side and that's. I'm like, what?
So listen to that. That's a bias. So maybe the episode could be good to the audience, where it's not your opinion is tainted because I am your boyfriend.
yeah, you got skin in the game. You don't want to
Well,
hear that.
okay.
You got skin in the game.
Besides you saying that, you guys did also, I don't want to say it, but you guys did also say something that was controversial involving kitties. And
Oh.
I was like, this is not okay. It
But-
was funny, but I only thought it was funny because I know you guys.
That's very true.
Versus other people are going to see that. Do you understand how much shit you're going to get for
Okay,
that?
and that's a perfect segue to what happened recently. And so I'm surprised that you haven't seen this or mentioned it to me.
Yeah.
I got canceled already on TikTok.
Ken's
You
been
did?
canceled, yeah.
I got completely fucking canceled, lost all my endorsements that I don't have to begin with because I'm a no one.
Yep.
But you didn't see my TikTok about the Prius?
No.
Oh
Oh, wait,
my-
I saw that.
Yeah, there was outrage on it.
A lot of outrage.
Wait, explain.
Okay, well, I was thinking about this when I was telling you, I'm telling you, like, I think maybe you should watch it and get your own opinion before I say it and defend myself a little bit.
Yeah.
I could watch it.
But is there a way for you to watch it where the audience is also in on it?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay,
I think so. Yeah, I could probably do that.
go
Just,
for
like,
it.
Put it on the screen.
Yeah, we'll try.
Well,
Because
Well-
I want you to watch it and see what's going on and kind of form an opinion, and then that
well,
way
why
we
don't
can
you
talk
just
about it.
why don't you just explain it, babe, and then
Well,
see what
yeah,
happens.
but time out. Well, let's finish. Let's do this. But let's finish our solo episode
Okay.
Okay.
really quick.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Because I think we were pretty much done. But because I was just thinking,
No, let's finish because I have a lot more to say about that. Not even specifically on the solo episode, but the day.
oh yeah, there's a whole thing.
There's a whole thing about that.
We, I think, together have no filters, or we have different types of filters than a lot of people. And so I could see it as being like too much. Like to us, it's just
A
funny.
little much.
But to some people, it's too much.
If the average person has a Brita filter, our Brita filter is 14 weeks old.
Yeah, 100%. And I just another thing is like not even just the beginning, the whole politics part. I thought it was so because you guys were like, well, let's not talk about politics, and then you continue to talk about it for like 40 minutes, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this doesn't help anyone. And it was at the time during a very hot,
During the
election was going on, and it was just very distasteful. And I was like, what you guys are saying is directly contradicting. Like, it was very much like, I don't care about this and that, and I don't want to talk about it. And then you proceed to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is not. I was literally in the car just shaking my head. I'm like, this is terrible.
And it's like, and it's not a political podcast.
yeah, it
We
shouldn't
don't
be.
we don't go political. So then we did though for
Oh,
that time.
Yeah.
And we said a lot of personal stuff.
We didn't pick a side though.
That's what I'm saying, babe. Is you were you're so adamant on like, I'm not picking a side. I'm not picking a side. I'm like, you're not helping anyone with that, and that doesn't make you look any better than anyone.
Careful you don't knock over that White Claw. It's close to your arm.
We went apolitical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was funny, but it wasn't. I just think it was funny to me, but I also was like, this isn't something that I think people would really enjoy.
Well, I'll say this. I'm glad that you look at it through a lens of the whole audience because
Oh yeah,
it does matter. You know what I mean?
It does.
She raises a great point where people, if we're making this for the general public, they don't know us quite yet.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is kind of hard because they're not going to know us until we have some
A while.
traction. You know what I mean?
But-
And I don't ever want to censor us or filter us, but
Yeah.
I don't know. There has to be a degree of
There's
discretion.
just some
You know?
things. But
That's very
besides
true.
that,
That's a
you-
good point.
you guys got really fucked up that day.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Episode 0, the original episode 0, is a
You
0
also got fucked
for a
up.
reason.
Yeah, we got
right?
fucked up both of the zeros. And you're
Yes.
right, because if we're looking at it for the audience, it's a fine line. Like you want to do the content that you like that tickles you.
Yeah. Of course.
But you definitely also want to look at the audience. And so that was one that was probably more for us because we were
Yeah.
drinking,
For sure.
making PP jokes,
Yeah.
going apolitical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you be on the phone, and I'm like angry, and
Oh, it was a
it got
fight.
a little I got a little personal, which I didn't mind that. Like I don't care, but it was just like
It was
this is too personal.
And yeah, it could to a point where it could be disrespectful to you.
Yeah, which again I don't care, but it can come off as like, why are you like showing your personal
Showing my cock
Your
to the
dick.
camera.
Exactly.
It was
'cause I
like
did.
an emotional dump. Like we talked
Yeah,
about your bro,
exactly.
my family,
Right.
politics. You guys got in a fight.
Yeah.
It was like we just needed a taste of that, and it was like a dump
Yeah.
of that.
It was
Like a dump truck, let it all backed up and let it
Yeah.
all out.
But I think it's good that you guys have that episode for yourselves, and Ken hasn't watched it, and I think you will get a good laugh at it. And just,
I'll say this: it's not gone. It's in the vault. When we
yeah,
when we become bigger, it will be a little
One of the
reward
vault episodes.
Yeah,
Sure.
we'll release a vault episode, and the audience will appreciate
You'll get
it.
a Patreon, and it'll be a Patreon exclusive.
Hey, there you go.
Along with the first episode, which, by the way, we actually told Kane and Premiere that we're gonna send them
We did, huh?
first episode.
Let's shout out Kane and Premiere, our neighbors.
Yeah,
yeah.
Those
Oh,
are our confirmed
friends.
two.
Don't show 'em
They
They-
watch the podcast.
They won't want to be on it if they watch that.
No,
You don't think
they
so?
100% want to be on it. Don't show them that episode of you guys.
I say don't show them either of the zeros. Well, actually, if they want to see it,
They
it doesn't
do.
matter, but
Shout
Yeah,
out to them though. They are confirmed 2 watchers.
And they're hella cool.
They're the coolest
those,
kids.
yeah,
The-
you told
the
me.
YouTubers.
They themselves are YouTubers.
Yes.
Dude.
Kane's from Toronto. He's like 21.
He's 20.
He's 20. Dude, he could be a fucking 30-year-old,
Dude,
low key.
he's
mature.
He's
very mature.
crazy. Well, they both are.
They both are.
And what they really are, and we're not going to gas them up for too long, but
Yeah.
they're super down to earth, which like is the number one thing for me.
When I was
Mm.
their age, I would
feel
hang
that.
out with a lot of influencers, and they sucked. Like, because it was during a time when Vine and YouTube was coming up, so I was around a lot of those people when I was around 20, and they were the worst people I've ever met in my life. They are nothing like that.
Because like what happens a lot in LA is that there's money and then there's status, and when you give money and status to the wrong people, it is amplified.
Yeah.
That a bad person gets amplified, and you're
Yeah.
like, you suck, your traits suck, you're a bad human, low key. And they have money and status, and they're fucking so
Dude,
damn cool.
yeah, they're so cool.
That's good.
And they're young, which
They're
it's
so young.
mind blowing, and it's very
Yeah.
it's good to see.
I hope that they like stick with that, you know? Like, I
Yeah, they
hope they're
will.
always like that. But anyway,
will.
shout out Kenny.
That's good to hear
Yeah.
because most of the influencers and they're reaching the children directly are
Mhm.
typically, like superficial, like not good actual influences on
Right.
children.
Right.
So that's good to hear.
There's like
Yeah.
that whole theme of like we make the wrong people famous.
Yeah.
You know?
But they're
Yeah.
they're good kids. They're really good kids.
Who do,
I really like them.
who do you think's more mature, them or us?
Them.
or us?
Them.
On a-
You guys are in your 30s acting like 12-year-olds, like my
Yeah.
stepbrothers.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. I just really want to talk about
Yeah,
Kaytranada
go for it.
yeah.
and what. I
Wait,
don't-
last thing.
okay.
Thanks for calling
keep-
us out.
He keeps stopping me from talking.
I'm gonna
about
let
it.
you talk
For
about it.
a reason.
I know for a reason.
Yeah, we're never gonna get to that. No, but I also thank you for calling it out straight talk, New York style. You were just like, that sucked. That
Oh yeah.
I sent it to Ken and you.
You sent it to just Ken, then Ken sent it to me
Yeah.
like, hey,
Like, what
can
do
you
think?
watch? Because Ken doesn't watch our podcast. Like, he doesn't like to.
Because like you just said, straight talk. She doesn't what I love about her is she doesn't mince words. She will speak her mind.
I'm very blunt.
very blunt. I love and need a blunt person.
I'm very
Yeah,
honest and blunt, and I watched it and I was like, this is. At first I was like trying to like not be so like, is this my like Twitter brain just being like problematic?
Good
But then
point.
I
or because
kept
you weren't there.
yeah, but and then I just kept watching. I didn't finish. Actually, I did finish it, but at the time when I had mentioned it, I was only like an hour in, and I still had like 40 minutes left. You made it so long, which is
Yeah.
fine. I like long podcasts, but I was like, ooh, like I haven't enjoyed this hour that I've like listened and watched.
Yeah,
And I'm thinking in the perspective like of how other people will take it and how fucking Twitter brained they are and how not that like what you guys said wasn't bad because it was, but it's just I don't it wasn't again like it was just personal. It was like bros talking and it's not something that needed to be recorded. It was silly, but it wasn't like I don't
yeah.
it was meant.
I don't
for an
know. There's two
audience.
sides to it, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
anyway,
I don't want to like tease people and
yeah, right.
You're right.
you know.
So
like,
But I'm glad you. Yeah, I'm glad you said it.
yeah.
Before we move on to Kaytranada, are you good?
Are
you ready to get your lashings?
She's blunt. She was blunt about it. It was good. No, because I had that same thought recording it, and
Yeah,
then it only hurt to hear.
did.
It hurt a little bit to hear it from someone else, but it was very necessary.
But it's me. It's like I'm part of this too, and it's like, oh God, I don't want this to come out. And it's like, girl, why are you hanging out with these guys? You know, but
Yeah,
like,
it
why are
was-
you
it was-
dating that guy, and why are you friends with that other guy? Not that like I don't know. I don't care about those things.
You do. I think.
I do care about
I think
them.
if the crowd was like, "Oh, that guy sucks. Your boyfriend sucks," you would leave me because
No,
I
would.
You kind of care what the crowd thinks.
Well, I would hear them out. Well, that's not true because with your whole thing on TikTok, I was very much on your side of like people are stupid. But we can talk about that later because I really want to get to.
We got
Kaytranada
two
really
things
quick.
in the pocket.
He doesn't want
Yeah.
Kaytranada to be talked
I know.
about.
Well, I won't say too much.
he's like.
I
Last
won't-
thing.
I
Last
won't
thing.
say too much about
I
it.
clipped. I made 2 clips out of that episode, and I ran into one of my friend who does watch at least the clips in Tahoe for Thanksgiving, and she was like, it was the one where it was talking about my first erection,
Okay.
and she was like, I was pretty cringe.
Yeah. You
And
see,
so
it's
the
like
feedback from the audience was also like
yeah.
a little much.
I'm just someone that's very, very, very online, and I can pick up on like what people enjoy and what people will find cringy or like just not okay. And I knew immediately.
Off the mark.
Yeah, I knew immediately. I was like, this is not something that people would enjoy.
It's good we
No
have that.
offense, you guys.
No.
That's not because
and
you guys.
we're smart enough to. I'm glad that we have that. You're the youngest of the bunch, but I think you're more correct. You're like,
Thanks.
yeah, you have the good what do you call it? Quality control
Yeah.
audience perspective. So I'm wise enough to listen to when I hear it.
Yeah, I want to protect you guys because I want to keep doing this, and if y'all are getting canceled, I have to dip.
She is the
That's a
grain of
great
salt.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm the grain
how?
of salt.
I don't know. Is
I'm
that-
the
does that
grain
work?
of salt.
No, I
Take
think
it with a grain of salt.
yeah, but
Does
how,
that work?
how
Why
would,
am I the
how
grain
would
of
that
salt?
what she
I'm gonna
do?
go.
You're-
Can I leave through this way?
The door's over there.
Okay.
Anyways, that episode, these guys got really drunk, and I had a concert to attend to. And Jon, I've never seen this side of you. I mean, I've only known you a very short amount of time, but I saw a side that I was like, this is Jon, huh? When he's fucked up. And I had you in a place where I had my close personal friends. I'm like, oh wow, like, I didn't know this is what this guy was.
So
like.
so as John's lawyer, he did not eat at all.
He didn't. That's true.
We were sitting in these chairs drinking for 2 hours,
That's true.
recording that podcast.
Mhm.
That's off limits.
And I was tired, so it was like
and
a
he's
combo.
tired. And
I'm not saying it was bad.
we kept drinking, and then we go back to our house pregame.
Ken convinces Jon to go with him. We were supposed to pregame at my friend's house because we were going to go see Kaytranada, which Jon had asked me about 30 times that night how to pronounce and what artist we were. Who are we saying? How do you say it? It's a girl? That's a girl name.
It's weird. I mean, Kaytranada.
he's still like,
But and then Jon comes over and Jon's like, I want to go to this concert. Like, let's go. And I'm like, fuck yeah. Like that sounds like a lot of fun. Like, let's get Jon and let's get Ken to go.
yeah, that energy got me to go because
Yeah,
I
well-
wasn't gonna go.
No,
Yeah.
that energy didn't get you to go. Martin saying, I have 2 tickets. Do you want to go? And Jon being like, yeah, I'll pay for them. Got you to go because you didn't
No,
have to pay
I don't give a
anything.
Do you think it was the money? I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, you kept saying, I'm not spending $60 now. I'm not going out to spend $60 on a ticket. And then Jon was like, I'll pay for it. And you're like, okay, if you pay for it, I'm gonna go. That's literally what you said.
Yeah, but it wasn't like that. It was because like he was going.
Well, you were very much
I was not
like-
gonna pay for it. Correct.
Yeah, but you were very much anti-going.
I was.
He was.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
But,
the
but
whole.
it wasn't because the ticket
Mm-mm.
price.
No, I'm not saying it was 100% that, but it definitely helped that Jon
It was being at why am I forgetting his name? Martin's house, and us there, and like us having fun pre-gaming, and Jon being so down. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna pay for it, but if we
Yeah.
do this, we'll go. I'm down.
I'm glad you guys came, but y'all were a mess. Jon was a mess.
I wasn't a mess.
Listen,
I was a mess. Kenny
Jon?
was not a mess.
Jon has never heard of Kaytranada, and he comes to the concert. We have like high, like nosebleed seats. We like kind of make our way down to closer seats. Jon gets to the pit somehow
With the other John.
with the other
With the
Jon,
other
which is
Jon.
Martin's
that
husband
I just met. Yeah.
that you just met. So
That I was pretending was my best friend.
with who
I'm
you
like,
were
John, we're gonna go
Yeah.
dance with everybody.
and both the Johns somehow sneak into the pit.
Dude.
I'm pissed. Everyone's pissed actually, because we're like,
Interesting.
we tried to go into the pit and they told us to go.
Yeah,
We literally they were looking at our wrists and they're like, you don't have wristbands, you need to go. And I was like, fuck.
bro.
So we're like sitting and like I'm having a hard time enjoying because I'm like, dude, Jon and John are out there.
Did you see me and him?
Yeah, well, we
Like-
saw you eventually, but John, you were so fucked up. I'm calling you like crazy because you're calling me, and I'm like, John, I can't get down to the pit, and you're like, just come down. Just come down here, dude. I'm here. You're sending us all these videos of you at the pit. You're having the time of your life. I'm like, this motherfucker asked me 30 times today who we were seeing.
Dude, that's so funny.
Does
don't
not
know
know
who
how
it
to
was.
pronounce Kaytranada. It was still a great concert. I had a great time, but having Jon in the pit, both Johns, and trying to get him out of there was a fucking mission.
A
And I was
task.
like, this is a child.
Here's the flip side to that. That's all true. And in my head, I was like, it was like, why aren't they coming to
I
here? Because
know.
this is where
I know.
we can dance.
And you
we
kept
can party.
saying, why aren't you guys coming down here? Guys, get down here. And I kept telling you, Jon, we cannot get down there. I've told you so many times. We tried like 3 times. We cannot get down there. And you still were just like, well, just come down.
Just
So
not getting
try
it.
another time.
Not getting it.
Just not getting
Yeah.
it. And the other Jon you're with is like, he was also kind of being like, just frustrating. His husband is like, Jon, I'm literally gonna break up with you. I'm gonna divorce you if you don't come up here right now. Like,
Oh,
Because, like,
I
thi-
missed all this.
Think about it from his point of view. He's like, my husband's down there with a stranger. I'm like trying to share this experience with my husband, and he's down in the pit.
also,
So it's like, come back up here.
another thing is those Martin and Jon invited me. Like
Oh, yeah.
I got invited to go with them. So it's like, and I've brought this person with me that is separate.
Stole one of them.
So funny.
It was so funny, and like I wasn't mad at you at all, and I thought it was really funny.
Yeah,
but
no one's mad.
no
Okay.
one's mad at you.
No one's
Because I remember some of that, but not all of it.
I thought it was hilarious just because
You're
I
good.
knew that you were so fucked up, and I had just never seen you that way. Obviously, because like I barely know you. I don't even know your name, and I
Jay.
like, and that just all happened. And after I was like, I cannot believe that like was Jon. Like I
Can't
just
take
didn't
him
think-
anywhere.
we literally can't take you anywhere.
But that was a version of me that
yeah,
only comes out during
Yeah.
those blackout, drunk,
Right.
excitable nights.
it was really, really silly. Anyways, good concert.
I'm-
Jon didn't deserve to be in the pit.
I'm gifted because I always end up where you're not supposed to be.
Yeah, I don't know
Every
how
time
you
I
did
just
it.
get there. I don't know
Really?
what it
I
is,
was
but
amazed.
it always happens to me.
What's another example of that? Sorry.
Let me try and think.
What were you gonna say?
It just always happens. I'll try and think of an example, but yeah. So in my head, I was like, "Why? It's so easy, you know? Yeah. Why
I
aren't
know.
they here with me?" Type of thing.
And I
Now I
just
see the other side.
if you look through our text messages, it's just me saying over and over again, Jon, we can't. We tried. Jon, we can't. We can't get down there. I already told you we cannot get down there. He's calling me, come down here. And I'm like, Jon, I can't.
Yeah, and I'm roaming around with other Jon, meeting some people. I think he
Yeah.
knew some of them too.
Yeah, I think he knew some people. He knew someone that could have potentially gotten us in the pit, but I guess they also snuck into the pit. So
Yeah. And I was just like, almost like on Molly, it felt like. It's just like, I'm just happy walking around. People are handing me certain
I
stuff.
mean,
I'm
I'm
doing the stuff.
glad that you had fun. You left, by the way. Me and my friend Annika went to the bathroom. We come back like, where's White Jon? We were calling you White Jon.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Like, where's White Jon? And they were like, oh, he left. I was like,
Well,
Okay.
also, while I was down in the pit or whatever, which to me felt like 20 minutes, was probably more like an hour.
yeah, you were there for like an hour.
Then I come out to see Kenny's gone.
Yeah.
My
I
guy,
did the
Kenny.
Irish.
And I told you that too, but I think you were too like,
I
You
was
know.
like, so where's Kenny?
yeah.
So
Like, he left.
yeah, I
So-
did the
Dude.
Irish exit.
Ken
What
Irish
happened, Kenny?
exited. He even Irish exited me. Usually he tells me when he's leaving, but he told me I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and I was like, okay. 30 minutes there. I'm like,
You
where the
Irish
fuck?
goodbye to your girlfriend.
I'm like, where the fuck is Ken? And I see him text me, hey babe, I'm going back home. And I was pissed. I was like,
I don't think
John's
you're
in
mad.
John's in the pit. Ken's leaving. It's just me, Annika, Martin. Martin's upset because his husband is in the pit with a guy he just met. Everything's just a mess. But it was really fun. Either way, I had a blast. I had such a
Okay.
good time.
Glad
I
nobody's
left
mad.
because my drink was done. I wasn't gonna go back to that bar and get another $50 drink. Thanks for buying me that drink, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't want to drink anymore. I kind of just wasn't having fun.
Well, yeah, because you didn't see Kaytranada. You left after the opening act.
I was tired though.
Yeah, you were. I could tell.
I was tired.
Me
Yeah.
too. I should have
And
left
so
with you.
Sometimes I get to a point where I'm like,
You didn't want to because you were in the pit.
Yeah.
you ever get to a point where you're like tired and drinking would help, but you don't want to drink anymore. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel good to your body.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what feels good for me is to go home and rest and be with my dogs. And I knew I love the Irish exit, dude, because you're not gonna have to deal with anyone being like, stay.
Me and Ken love Irish exiting. We never say goodbye.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We're Irish exiters.
Well, there's a time and a place for it.
There's a time and a place.
yeah. But
That's true because it's surprising, I guess, that you did it on Dre.
I
But
know.
It would be
She would have been the one that says,
she'd
stay,
be like, dude,
stay,
Ken, you're not
stay.
leaving. Stay,
Yeah.
stay. John's down in the pit.
It
And
was
if you really wanted to go, I get it.
Yeah.
it was strategic.
But usually he tells me, so I was like,
It was strategic.
that's weird.
yeah.
But it was fine.
Yeah.
Anyways, I thought it was just a silly version of you that I saw. And it was
I'm
very
glad I didn't do
silly.
anything. I thought maybe I had done even worse things.
No, not at all.
Because some of it was like a brownout, I guess. I
Yeah,
remember some.
you browned out a little bit.
And then
Fair.
I dipped too, and
you
it was, I was so dehydrated, so drunk on so much shit, and I was walking to try and get a Waymo, which is the driverless car, for like miles,
Yeah.
and like 4 of them came and were like, we can't find you, and eventually I just had to get an Uber. So it was like 2 a.m. I was like I was like I was in the desert, like
Yeah.
a dune for 3 hours.
I know.
I had no water. Got home probably at like 3 a.m. Had to work the next day.
Oh, why didn't I get to work?
Well, I mean, this was all my fault. And then I told my one coworker, Haley, who you should come on at some point. I was like, I'm useless today. Like I woke up, head spinning. I was like, you're gonna have to cover for me, and I just worked from. I couldn't go into the office.
Yeah,
period.
you went hard. But I think a big reason why is because you didn't eat anything.
That whole day, the only thing I ate was Martin's leftover
Yeah,
pistachio croissant.
Right.
And I inhaled it.
That was all the food that we had for you.
You know what else is funny that I remember? I
Wow.
love Annika. I was in such a place where I had no probably, if I was trying to flirt, no game at all.
Here's the thing with Annika. Is she... Well, I don't know if I should say this on here, actually.
Yeah. Well, then
No,
don't say it.
whatever. But it's just...
Soften
I
it.
think Annika got a little uncomfortable just because you were so drunk. But she was
Yeah.
really like also like she like liked you, and she's like, oh yeah, like we're gonna go see Jake Paul and whatever.
In the beginning,
That's it.
Yeah.
I think we would have got along if I was in like
If you
if I was
weren't-
like I am today,
yes.
Yeah,
a normal
For sure.
human.
100%.
But yeah, because in the beginning we were having fun,
Yeah,
and then this will be the third thing we pocket to talk about.
yeah.
I was going to the Jake Paul fight. I had an extra ticket, and she was like,
she
"I'll
would
go."
have seriously gone.
It was crazy because I met her like 30 minutes before,
Mhm.
and we were like looking at flights for her.
Yeah, no, she would have
I was
seriously
like-
gone.
I was kind of drunk, so I was like into it. But I'm
Yeah.
like, that might have been weird.
Well,
No.
she's someone that like she's not like scared to do things like that. Like,
That was
she's-
really cool.
Yeah, Annika's really cool. And I think if you guys were to hang out in a situation like a group situation again where you weren't so fucked up, it would be like different. But she did
So
get
do I.
towards when we were actually at the concert, she was like a little uncomfortable. She's like, she's just really drunk. I'm like, I know. I kept telling her, I was like, this isn't what he's usually like. Like, trust me. I'm just seeing this too. Like, I didn't know this is what was happening, but he didn't eat and he's very drunk.
And don't get us wrong or her wrong. You weren't terrible.
No, you weren't terrible at all.
But for someone who just met you.
yeah.
Yeah.
She was just a little like,
I could have been worse.
yeah. She was just like, I don't. He keeps like whatever, and I'm like, he's just really fucked up. Like, I'm sorry.
I was
But
overcompensating.
it's not.
Annika, hey, how are you? Annika, you see that? You see that? Kaytranada. I can spell it now. I know Kaytranada.
But
Look,
Why
they're
weren't
up
you down
there,
the
they're up
pit?
there.
Annika's cool though, and like you're definitely someone that she would like.
I
as a
think so too.
person.
And I had that thought, well, for me to her, but I couldn't even
Yeah.
process shit.
You should take her on a date.
Maybe
Well, she's at a boy's
Annika,
house right now, so I don't know.
leave this boy's house and come out with a real man.
She
And
probably would.
I'm gonna take you out to a nice steak
I
dinner.
honestly don't see like that. To me, is like a possibility. Jon and Annika.
I think so.
I like can 100% see that. I know.
That's good to hear.
I've known
feel
her
good.
like my whole life, basically. I
It's
know
her
her.
best friend.
Oh wow.
Tanner and Annika are her best friend.
I said no name dropping, but here we go.
But we've already
But
But it's fine.
That's
Yeah,
just
we
saying
talked about
best
them.
friend.
Yeah.
And if I do end up
And they
being
don't
in a
watch this.
relationship with Annika, what a quattro it would be.
Yeah,
We would have to have
she would
everyone
never
on.
do this. She would never do the podcast.
Okay, so we have 2 things pocketed.
Okay.
I think we fleshed out my batshit
Wait.
stupid night.
Can I comment something really quickly?
Yeah.
I love your OOTD today.
OOTD outfit of the day.
Yes.
Nice pull.
I love your outfit of the day
Thank
today.
you. And
It's
so
browns.
is it? It's like a.
I don't like what's on the
desert-
back of that shirt,
desert
but I
dune.
love. Yeah, I love the browns.
So thank you very much.
The Crocs,
The Crocs, I didn't have
It's
time to
fine.
change.
but I just like the two-tone.
But
Yeah,
pocket this because look at the back of this shirt.
the back that she just said she hates.
Yeah.
Look at
Alright.
that stick.
Stance is crazy. I
'Cause if
mean,
we have time-
you didn't have to do all that.
That was giving other John.
That was giving other John.
If we have time, I'll talk a little bit about the Jake Paul
Yeah,
Mike Tyson
I
fight
wanna
that I
hear
went
about
to.
it.
But there's other things pocketed.
Okay,
So what's the next one in line?
Let's reach in our pockets.
Then let's go to the one that we already mentioned.
Oh yeah.
The TikTok.
TikTok.
Yes.
The
Oof.
incendiary TikTok that I posted. So I guess I'm giving you a background. So it was just Thanksgiving. And so Wednesday morning, we drive to Merced, California, 5-hour drive with the dogs. We go see my family. And then the next day, Thanksgiving, after we have our Thanksgiving meals and all that, say bye, we drive back down. And it's the 5th hour. We're just getting into LA. We're on the 5 in Glendale. And all of a sudden, this car comes out of nowhere and hits the Prius in front of me, sideswipes it, and the motherfucker keeps going because he was speeding to begin with. So he comes in out of left field, hits it, and keeps going. And the Prius is like getting its traction again, and then like goes to the side. And I keep driving, and I record it. And I'm like, babe, fuck, this Prius just got hit right in front of me. I was like fucking jolted.
I'm passed
I'm
out.
like jolted.
Oh.
I had just tried to wake her up 5 minutes before, like with a 10-minute warning. Hey, we're going to be at the destination
I was
in 10
out
minutes.
like a light.
We're going to be home in 10 minutes. And she didn't wake up, and I kept driving, and that happened. And I was like,
I did
like,
half
babe,
a
babe.
13 hours to have me out like a light. Hey, anyways.
like a light. And so I got the dash cam footage, and once we get to the destination, I show her it, and I record me showing her it. All right, let's take a look at this shit.
Yeah, let's see.
All right, take a look. That's the Prius in front of me. We're just chilling. 5 minutes till destination. Getting into LA there. You can see the car coming in. And then just fucking fucked it up. I don't even know how they did that.
Holy shit.
And look at the Prius just wobbling. Like he's like, what the fuck just happened? And I'm like, damn, I got this on recording. I could stop and help him. And I'm like, that's a Prius. Fuck a Prius. Literally just said that.
So he records it because he wants to send it to like his friends and stuff.
Like what just happened.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy. And in the video at the end, go ahead.
In the video at the end, it's like this ongoing joke where like we just like Prius drivers are the worst.
Yeah, I talk shit on Prius drivers.
Yeah.
That's
So
a known joke.
at
Yeah.
the end, he goes like, "Oh, like I would have stopped when I saw it's a Prius driver," and I was like, "Haha, that's funny," because he's not being serious. You know how Ken is.
Yeah.
It's just a funny thing.
Yeah, that's
That's
obviously a joke.
Obviously not why he didn't stop. Like,
Yeah, he wouldn't have stopped for
He
anything.
can't really-
a Lambo.
Yeah, like if it doesn't matter what, it could be another Tesla. He wouldn't stop. It didn't really matter. But he made that joke because we always joke about how Prius drivers are the worst drivers. And let me just say, I think Prius drivers and Tesla drivers are both the worst drivers.
Yeah, because Prius drivers are Tesla
They
drivers.
are. They're
Yeah,
the same.
that's the upgrade to a from the
They're the
Prius.
same type of drivers. But anyways,
And so
he
I-
says that in the video.
right, I was watching the videos. I'm watching the video, and I'm like, oh, this is like kind of an interesting video. I'm gonna put it on TikTok, and I kind of like fuck around, and I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna report this. I'm so tired. But here, TikTok, do your thing, and it'll get to the person if it's meant to get to the person or whatever.
Yeah.
And people were pissed, dude.
People, this is what I'm saying. This is why I had mentioned earlier that people take things a little too literal, and people don't take certain things the way that you would think they would because they don't know us. People
Right.
don't know Ken, and they don't
that's
know
such
how
a
they-
mild one too.
It's so mild. People were saying just the most stupidest shit to him, like you're such a mean person. I hope karma gets you. I hope you get what you deserve. You should have stopped and helped that person. Imagine if it was you. Ken's like, oh, that has been me. So shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
it's been me several times.
These are like kids.
Where's the humanity? This is what's wrong with the world. This
Yeah.
is the bystander effect.
And these comments are getting like 200 likes. Like they're getting so many
Damn,
likes.
so it went viral.
Dude, it went
Yeah.
viral to the point where like, so this is at 10 o'clock when I posted it, and we get home. She goes to bed. She's exhausted. I stay up and watch some Mad Men, which is another topic I want to go over. And I don't have notifications on TikTok, but every now and then I'm checking it. I'm like noticing what's going on. It's starting to get like a lot of views, and the comments are mostly that, right? And at first I'm like, these people are idiots, whatever. And then like as I'm getting more tired, I'm like, am I the fucking asshole?
Yeah.
And like I'm thinking about it, and then I'm like, you know what? I gotta go to sleep, and I'm thinking about this a little too much. It's every 20 minutes, it's getting 1,000 views and 20 comments, hate comments, and I'm like, this is going viral, and I don't know if I want it to. And so I put it private and like stopped the viral, and then went to sleep. And then I woke up with in my natural state of mind, like, fuck these people, they don't get it. And so I made it public again.
Yeah.
And did like 2 response videos. Like, dude, you guys,
Which was a
don't-
mistake in my head, but in my mind, I mean.
because like, okay, I get where they're coming from, where it seems 1, like a prick thing to do, not to stop, and 2, a douchebag thing to be like, oh, I'm not stopping because it's a Prius. That's not what it is.
But that's
First of all, hang on. First of all, it's a joke that I say that in the first place. Second of all, the joke is not that it's a Prius and I think I'm better than a Prius driver because they're driving a Prius and I'm in a Tesla. It's because I think Prius drivers fucking suck at driving. You know what I mean?
and
Like,
they do.
They do.
I'm sorry, but they do.
So like,
But so do Tesla drivers.
never will I be on a high horse because of things like what do you call it?
Yeah, I think people were like taking it as like Ken's like in a Tesla. Everyone was like, oh, you're no better than a Prius. You're in a Tesla. It's like, dude, that's not the point.
That's
also,
not the point.
you are talking about him in that comment and taking it so literal as if he actually meant he didn't stop because it was a Prius. Like,
And they're treating me like such a bad guy. I'm like, what about the hit and run drivers, dude?
what about
Yeah,
the
I
guy
was
that
gonna say.
literally?
Why is he not the bad guy at all? No one
You're
mentioned
technically
him.
the good guy because you caught it on video.
Yeah, and
I
he
mean-
said, TikTok, do your thing. Find
Yeah.
this person. Like, I have to go home because I have a girl and 2 dogs in the fucking car.
Yeah, dude. It's like, at the end of the day, yes, I'm all about helping the other person when it's, I guess, I don't know, it's kind of
Tangible?
yeah, when it's tangible. But I got to protect my family first. And I don't know, the situation didn't really call for me to stop in my head.
And someone
Yeah.
commented like, well, I've been on like 8-hour-long drives and I stopped. Like, good for you.
And that's great for you.
Good for you.
I'm happy.
so
that
they
they
happy
have
for
it.
you.
And they probably haven't.
And they probably haven't. They're probably lying.
Nobody
But-
stops anymore. You
Yeah.
see, because everyone's got an iPhone or whatever, so
course.
you're assuming, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, that's yeah.
It did blow my mind though that literally not a single comment was talking about how the fucking asshole hit the Prius and left.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not like he hit the car and they stopped. He literally hit and ran. Why
Right.
is no one talking about how that guy is the asshole?
And so people were like, report it to CHP or stop and give that footage, which I understand. But what I said in the video's comments and responses is that there was no license plate visible on the hit and run driver.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that doesn't go anywhere. It's going to be a hit and run for that person and his insurance no matter what. My video is actually moot at that point. And then also when they were fucking attacking me and nagging me to report it to CHP, nah, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
It's like
I was going to do it in the morning, just talk to CHP and be like, hey, does this video help this person?
people just want to feel like they're like such
Virtuous.
a good,
They're
so
virtue
virtuous.
signaling.
Yeah.
They're totally virtuous.
And
It's
reality
like,
is different than that. Because
Yeah.
even if the license plate was visible and you have it and you zoom in, they're not going to do anything.
it's like
right.
And people are like, "Oh,
you-
you should have did this. What I would have did was this."
Yeah.
Mm,
like, shut
probably
the fuck
not.
Up.
Yeah,
no,
fuck
you
you.
wouldn't. And
Fuck
also
you.
like get a fucking life.
But what's crazy is that when it gets to that point, there's no reasoning with these people.
Yeah, no, there is.
There's no reasoning with them.
And that's why I
Did you leave it
didn't-
public?
No, because
Well, I was just gonna explain.
go
yeah, she's
ahead.
just gonna explain.
He responded to 2 comments on that video, and I couldn't even watch all of it because I was like, this is not helping you or them. Because again, you can tell these people, you can explain to them everything like, oh, I had someone dying in the back of my car, I had to go to the hospital. They don't give a shit. Like they are like, well, you could have stopped and done something anyways and then taken them to the hospital. Like they don't care. They always have to be like on the higher ground of like,
Right.
I'm a good person,
Yeah.
and because that's bad, like
Shaming.
yeah.
They like to shame.
Like I would have done something different, even though that hasn't happened to me and I wasn't in that situation and I don't know the circumstances. I would have done something different. No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's a little bit like how we were talking about earlier. Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you just got to do, all right, well, this is what I thought was right. I did this. And then it's like we were talking about, do you care what people think?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, you can factor it in and hear it. And then sometimes it's also, you have to know when to be like,
There's
whatever.
no, yeah.
This is what I
There's
did.
no
This is what I
helping
would have
it.
done. Yeah.
And Ken is, he made like 2 responses and I was like, yeah, I don't think it was necessary because you're beating a dead horse. It's like you're just adding to it and it makes you look even worse. And I think Ken wants to be on social media and I don't think that was a good way to introduce him on social. Like you don't want to be seen as a douchebag on social media.
Yeah.
And Ken was like, I'm gonna make a whole video about like Prius and what. I'm like, don't do that. Like you are just adding so much more and you're just gonna piss people off again. Like no one's gonna think it's funny. You're gonna get even more hate comments. People are gonna say even worse things about you. You might have been doxxed. Like, it's like you just don't need to do all that. It's not necessary. But people are stupid. I think people are really dumb.
Yeah.
What do you think, John?
I think it's okay because to defend yourself or to say 1 or 2
Yeah,
things like, well,
that's fine.
this is what I think. And then it's just like in the mainstream media, I'll just relate it. It's like huge things happen. This is different. This is a TikTok. And then tomorrow, nobody cares.
Yeah.
So it's like, I would say, I would probably just leave it. Maybe would have had some fun, comment a couple times, move
then you leave
along,
it.
and
Yeah.
then the next thing that you do goes viral or
Right.
whatever. Because we're not talking like, that's not his brand anyway. It's not like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm the guy that
exactly.
shits on Prius.
Right.
And I've seen you go viral for other stuff too.
Well, what you
But
mentioned.
that's another thing is like, that's not his brand. But then you keep doing like these videos, then that becomes your brand. Then that becomes like, you become known as the person that's like an asshole, even
Yeah.
though you don't,
even if it's a character.
even if it's a character, but people don't.
you could be the
No.
heel. He becomes kind of like the heel.
yeah,
Well,
the bad guy.
In wrestling, that's the bad
Yeah,
guy.
but-
yeah.
Ken doesn't. I know that Ken wants to, actually. I'm telling him like he should put out like his genuine, like funny ideas that he has, and like Ken's very creative and everything. Like that's what you should be pushing out on the internet, not these little like asshole like.
And I
remarks.
100% agree with that because like I do want to have a character, like a heel character eventually,
For sure.
but I want to be known online for who I actually am.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I think I have to go that route first.
You've got side note. I mean, you've got great heel aesthetics. You know, you've got
he does.
tattoos. You got your
He
glasses on.
does.
That's true.
Yeah, you could be like,
And he can
that could
act
be
the
your
part.
whole. Yeah, I told you about this. These Priuses, they don't know how to drive.
Exactly, but
What are you gonna do about
That's
it,
true.
brother?
you gotta
Hulk
ease the
Hogan.
people into that first, because when
Yeah.
you immediately, when that is the first, because I also made the point that his other viral video is him saying like, I'm gonna beat this old person up. It's like,
The Costco one.
which
Dude,
people,
that's the one I thought of.
Yeah,
That was
which
fucking
people
hilarious.
knew was a joke. People knew that was a
If
joke.
they don't know that that's a joke, then fuck them. You'll attract the
Exactly.
proper audience that's like, that
Yeah,
was funny. It
but-
was clearly it was clearly like,
Yeah,
this happened and he thought about it. And then in
Right.
his head, he's like, you know, I'm going to take it out. And if this were to
Yeah.
happen, there's cameras around. I
But,
still
like, I
vividly
think
remember that one.
people know that that was a joke. This instance, it was, people didn't know that that was a
Right.
joke. There was not a single
Yeah.
like positive comment.
But that,
There were like 5.
there was like 3 like
I
laughing
say a little
emojis.
bit fuck those people because
I fuck those people
the
100%.
news does that a lot where they'll be like, oh, whoever said it, you know, Trump or Biden said this, and it's
Yeah.
clearly like a satire joke,
Yeah,
and they just take everything. If you've said 3 words in a row, that's the
Yeah.
meaning of the words. So
Or a comedian. They do that. Magazines, reporters will do that to comedians a lot, where like they'll take a line, even if it's the whole joke. Say they don't take it out of context. It's like, dude, you can't take their joke and put it on paper and expect people to get it.
Yeah,
there's
it
no
really-
tones,
There's no tones. There's no
That-
cadence. to it.
sarcasm.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
really-
I hate you, Kenny.
Yeah.
That
Exactly.
really
he hates
put
Kenny.
into-
Yeah. Exactly. Good point.
that really put into perspective of like, damn, like people don't know you, and like that's, people are just going to take what they saw and base your entire person off of that,
Yeah.
Well,
which is like,
You know what's funny? Because this, I'll talk about what I was going to talk about real quick. Because this is like the exact same thing, where everybody basically hates Jake Paul.
I
They
hate Jake
in
Paul.
general, boom. See,
Yeah.
I hate him.
the Logan brothers are like notoriously hated, at least in the mainstream.
Yeah,
And like you were saying earlier, you know, you don't want to be known for something that you're not. And Jake Paul, he kind of is, because like, especially now that he does the boxing, he puts on the biggest boxing events and he is the heel. So sometimes he's talking mad shit.
yeah,
And it's funny to see how different people see it. And a lot of people are just like, he's such a douchebag talking all this shit. Some people realize that half of boxing is entertainment.
yeah.
And so that him doing all this is just elevating the
just-
fight,
yeah.
making it emotional,
That's
making it have
what's
stakes.
smart about Jake Paul is I think he knows that
Yeah.
people,
He's playing
Oh.
the game.
people
dude.
know
He
he knows that
knows.
he's hated.
But no one, I guess it's like no one, you'll never get a black or white answer. Because when I watch some of his videos, I'll be like, all right, there, he's kind of turning it on. And then I see moments where he's like talking and I'm like, that
Authentic.
seems sincere. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like more
Yeah.
spiritual. He actually wants good, better things for people. But I'm not going to try and convince someone who just straight up hates him.
Yeah, I fucking hate him. I've always
Yeah.
hated him, even since Vine.
But how come, I wonder?
I'd seen his videos and I just thought this guy is so annoying.
That's why people hate him, right? Because of
He's
the
just
Vines.
annoying. Yeah, I was never. There was like a specific group of people on Vine that were so just like obviously doing it. He's like advertising whatever they used to advertise on Vine all the time, and like that's all. It was just money.
Yeah.
And it was like, why? Like, this is not entertaining. I liked the niche, like, funny little videos on Vine versus his videos were just so, like,
Well,
I'm doing this for money. I'm going to act this way for money. Money, 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 money. And it's
Money, money, money.
Let me
I
ask you
don't
this.
care about this.
do you think it's fair to still hate him for something so long ago? Do you think?
No,
do you think he
I-
probably watches that and cringes himself?
Yeah, for sure. But that's not, like, the sole reason. I don't hate him because, I hate him on Vine. Everything I've seen about him, I just don't think it's funny. I don't agree with, and I just don't like him. I don't care about this white man. I don't care about him. Nothing he says.
You're saying hate him.
Yeah, I don't care about him.
That's different.
Well, I hate him. I think he's annoying.
So
But I also don't, I never ever see him on my social media. I never see him on anything. The only time really I saw him was during the fight. And
interesting.
So
And
you
I
don't.
also
So you don't
saw,
know him
like,
at
a-
all recently.
I also saw like a 40-minute video of him like, actually I shouldn't say this, but
Endorsing Trump.
yeah, there's just like things about him that I'm like, this is not someone that I agree with or like. and I also just think he's really annoying. So I don't care.
You
about
don't
him.
fuck with Jake.
I don't fuck with Jake Paul. I'm sorry. I never have. I
But-
never will.
What about this? Because he made the gangs of money. He's basically like one of the first millionaire rich people for basically becoming an influencer, for being like a vlogger.
Yeah.
You know, and people hate that because they're like, oh, so you're
Yeah.
rich off of making stupid, silly videos
Yeah.
where you're doing
I don't
backflips
hate
and
that with
stuff.
certain people though. Like there are influencers where I don't think that that's like a bad thing for
Well,
them.
I kind of think I hate it because, like we were talking about earlier with your guys, Cain and
Premier,
Abel,
Can't able.
or Cain and who?
Premier, his girlfriend.
I hate it when it's like, okay, this motherfucker, he's getting rich, but he's catering his content to little kids with the lowest common denominator of you're not giving them anything good to look up to. There's nothing, potent about it. It's just, how can I get eyes on it and
Right.
steal their money?
Yeah.
But, which is a lot of them, and that's what
Yeah.
people do.
Yeah.
They get that cash grab and then they're gone.
Right.
Why I don't hate Jake probably has a lot to do because I love fighting.
Boxing.
And I saw him
Yeah.
take that money, and instead of just being a douchebag that like ran with it, he just reinvigorated boxing. Like
Yeah.
he made
He
it
did.
popular.
That's different.
And
Can't
he
deny
made a
that.
bunch of kids, like he opens gyms for them to train. And I think that's his new, whether or not he's doing it as a marketing strategy or not, he at least has transitioned and been like, all right, I'm gonna bring some money to boxing and then just become a businessman. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna create some products.
See, to me, I don't give a shit. I don't care about any of that. Like, good for him, but
Yeah.
I don't care.
About the brands.
Yeah, I just like whatever he's doing that is not relevant to me because I don't care about boxing.
But
So,
let me
if-
stop you real
I don't
fast. What
care.
bothers me about you is that you will take such a hard stance as far as I hate someone, whereas I think you're kind of ignorant, where you're
No,
not,
I
you
just
don't
don't like
know
him.
everything.
I can't like him. Why are you forcing me to like someone?
No, I'm not talking about Jake Paul. I'm just saying
Who else do I hate?
you kind of can do this.
I don't hate.
Do you
people.
hate him because everyone hates him, or just because you?
No, I've never liked him. I just don't. You guys, not every single person caters to every single person.
before we leave here
Ken like wants me to like people that like he likes that I do not
No, I
agree with at all. It's people that are like totally, my aesthetic. Like I'm a little gay boy girl. Like I like gay pop, stupid pop culture stuff. And you want me to like some guy that's like political and boxing and like
But he's just saying
is
hate.
like an asshole, to get whatever. It's like I'm a girl, dude. Look at my phone. I'm a girl. Like why are you trying to force me to like someone that I literally do not give a shit about? I don't care about that.
What I get from what he's saying, and I get that too, is the word hate. I think he thinks hate is a stronger
You're like
word
taking
than you
it
do.
so like I'm just saying it. I can say like I hate your glasses. Those are my glasses, by the way.
Like,
Why?
Like it's not
Kind of
like,
hate his hat. in
You're
a way,
kind
too.
of
Whoa!
you're kind of like your
You guys are ignorant.
You're kind of like your TikTok comments where you're like, take me way too fucking literal right now. Like,
How
dude,
dare you mention that?
I
So you
don't
just
How dare you
spun it
mention
on
that?
you.
Yeah,
You're
I
just
do
like
not
the people commenting on your
care
shit.
about Jake Paul. Why are you making it?
There, you don't care about him.
You're ignorant. Hate is such a strong
Well,
word. You're ignorant.
so how about
Well,
this? I fucking hate Lady Gaga.
Ooh, that's tough. You see that?
I
I'm gonna have to
fucking hate
cancel
Lady
you.
Gaga.
Do you actually?
You do actually?
No, I'm trying to make an
Oh.
example because I don't hate her.
No, you don't hate her.
But I knew you loved her, so I was
I
just
love
gonna
her.
see your reaction for when I said
Okay.
that.
Well, I knew you didn't hear it because who the
Because
fuck
I
hates
loved the
Lady
Joker.
Gaga?
I thought she did great in the Joker.
Let's be honest. Who?
I
hates
hate
Lady Gaga?
Ariana Grande.
Oh, I love her.
Psych. I actually thought she was really good in Wicked.
Thank you.
but
Yeah,
you
here's the-
haven't seen yet.
Here's the difference between me and Ken is he can say he hates someone, I don't care. If you hate someone, you can hate them. Unless it's like my mom. If you hate my mom, that's crazy. But like if he told
That's
me
a
like
personal one.
cuz I love me and Ken have very different tastes in literally everything. So I can love something like a song and Ken will always be like that song fucking sucks. I hate that song. That whatever. I don't care. I'm
Wait.
not going to make you like it.
What songs do I hate?
I played Sticky by Tyler the Creator, and you were like, that song fucking sucked. Don't play that shit again. That sucked.
Did I don't remember reacting like
yeah,
this.
babe, you always do that with songs. And again,
I usually like your song.
no, you don't. And again,
she's being vindictive
Yeah,
right now.
now you're
No.
hating.
She's mad because I
No.
called her ignorant and hating.
no,
Yeah.
that's not true.
You're not even being
'Cause
reasonable or true right now.
You do not like a lot of the
Dude,
music that I play.
Are you kidding? I can quote it. The last playlist that you played, the day list, I was like, I love this.
Yeah, because none of that music was my
all the
music.
songs that came on last night from home from the theater, I liked all those fucking songs. I said I liked them.
You like Popular by Wiccan?
Yeah,
That's a good
I've been
song.
singing-
We were just singing that.
He
Dude.
hesitated.
Dude, I've been singing Popular, but I'm saying the playlist on the way home. Remember the shuffle that was coming on off of Popular?
Yeah, you skipped Talk Talk.
Dude.
Okay,
And
but
then I went back to it.
But you're not listening to me.
No, but you were. I don't like when you speak lies.
Okay, but you have told
Because
me.
he was all up in like, hey, I love some of that stuff. And you're like, no, you hate it.
Dude,
you hate it
don't-
all.
Don't speak
Wait,
lies.
shut up. You have said multiple times with multiple of my songs, which, by the way, I have also told you I've hated your music. I'm very vocal about the music.
Yeah, I know that.
But you've done the same thing with me. That's what I'm saying is like when you say that you don't like a song that I play, I'm not going to force you to listen to it and say, you're ignorant for that. Well, you don't know the whole story of this artist. Well, why aren't you listening to the lyrics? I'm not saying any
Okay,
of
so
that.
you're making an example or a point, which I don't agree
Yeah,
with.
because we're talking about Jake Paul.
The point's not the same in the first place.
I'm
Because-
just saying,
'cause-
like, you got really upset for me using the word hate, which I wasn't being like, I hope he fucking dies.
Well, would
no,
you...
no. The points I was making is that your reasoning was that he was annoying during the Vine days.
Yeah, I hate
So
him.
that means that your sample of hate, the reason why you hate him is
He's
something
been
from a-
annoying since the Vine days, not because of the Vine days. He's been annoying since
would
he was on
you-
Vine.
Anyway, let me clarify that I
Clarify.
don't give a fuck.
Well,
I was
you
just
do.
About Jake Paul.
I was raised whether she hates Jake Paul or not.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he does.
I was just raising a point.
We were at Dave's Hot Chicken. He's like, you're so, how I said earlier, you just read whatever you want on Twitter. You're a sheep. Like, you're hating on him because you read it on Twitter.
She does caricatures when she
Did you
when
not
she-
say that to me?
when she maybe I did, but not to
Not
that
maybe.
degree.
You did say that.
Maybe not to that
Here,
degree.
I'll say it calmly in the way that you said it. You're on Twitter and you just believe everything on Twitter. You're a sheep. He's called me a sheep so many times, by the way.
I love sheep.
I don't know what difference it makes if I said it calmly or aggressively. You have said that to me.
I will say this. Sometimes you do have that Twitter brain.
Yeah, you think I do because you think I'm like I don't
Twitter
have
brain
my
is
own
that
mind.
like hive mind?
Yeah, I do. Okay, I wouldn't go that far. You kind of go to extremes. And I don't want this to
No,
be a
I
Jerry
don't.
Springer episode.
So wait, my
But-
question is this real quick. Would you be open, or I guess whoever, you don't like whoever, I don't even say Jake or someone.
Yeah,
But
I
then
mean,
I bring
I'm-
you something, I'm like, oh, this is like, did something different. Are you going to be like, I don't want to see it? Or are you
yeah,
going to like look and be
sometimes.
like, that's okay.
Sometimes because
Like, do you throw the baby out with the bathwater?
sometimes
Nice.
because I really like don't care about someone, but like Ken will show me things about people I don't care about, and I'll try to just give it the benefit of the doubt, and I'll be like, okay, cool. But a lot of the times, it's like if it's not really something that is in my life that I care about, I don't really care to see anything about it either. It's just kind of like I don't want to say like a waste of my time, but it's like
Yeah.
not
There's a
something I
balance,
ever-
right? Like you want to hear some of his,
yeah.
like you'll sometimes be like, all right, that's cool. Sometimes like, yeah, that's something you
But
like. I
really,
don't like that.
If it's someone I don't care about, like I don't really seek out to look at their content and like hate on them, like watching it, like hate watching. Like I don't do
Yeah.
that.
But they're
They're just completely.
if there's somebody that
irrelevant.
you love or he loves, and is it like, God, I love this person. I wish you would like him,
yeah,
and then you would like at least take a look.
yeah, and we both do that because Ken.
Like you
Again,
have
we
to check
have-
out Lady Gaga.
Yeah, and it's the same dude. He's making me watch all these movies that he loves, and I actually love them now too.
Yeah, that's good.
And it's the same. Like I'll play my music and I hope that he will like it, and I'm like you should listen to this or whatever. Like we're both. I will see whatever he likes. Like we go to comedy shows. I don't care about comedians, but I always enjoy going to them. Like I'll still do the things that he loves, but I don't care about Jake Paul. You guys.
Yeah, that's fine.
When you hate my T-shirt too, then
Your t-shirt's cool.
What I'll say about Jake Paul or the Logan brothers in general, do I watch their stuff? No, I don't, but I do want to watch that documentary. But you asked me this a while back. I respect them for what they did. They built a fucking platform and like they're mad successful.
I don't respect him.
That's fine.
yeah.
That's
I
fine.
like that they did different stuff. And here's the two sides of that coin. of it. It's like, okay, or is it just built straight out of greed? Like they've got the body spray or whatever, and people are like, don't buy his body spray. You're just giving money to Jake Paul. But if you buy like Axe, who you're giving money to that corporation that's a corporation, so they're both greedy. It's like, all right, who is gonna do more better with that money? And I'm not saying it's Jake Paul, but I'm saying like, yeah, I guess I would. Yeah, I just am sick of like the corporate stuff. It's like, all right, well, if somebody's disrupting the game and they come from something that we relate to because they're literally the first rich people that got rich doing basically what we're doing, like creating content and whatever. And if they're gonna, that's what makes them related to the younger generation. It's like they didn't build their wealth being a real estate success or mogul or whatever. They didn't build it with the traditional means. They're the first ones in history to build a legacy of wealth through the phone. So it's like, let's see what they do with it.
They're not the first ones in history. That's crazy to say they're the first ones.
Who's before?
Dude, YouTubers. Michelle Pham. She has a huge fucking platform. Obviously, you guys don't know who that is, but like,
no, but that's what I mean.
Like 2009.
Jenna
They're
Marbles.
not the first to people.
Jenna Marbles.
No, I wouldn't say Jenna Marbles. But
I'm not even hung up on the first. I'm just saying the first anyone, not the Paul brothers, who have got rich off of doing that. Social media is crazy.
Yeah.
So it's
true.
interesting to be like, all right, well, do I hate them because all they did was film themselves? And some are so annoying, like, look at me, guys, we're going out this morning and look at this and thanks for the millions of dollars and goodbye. You know, so
I like watching those videos, but I don't know.
Just depends who it is.
Yeah, it depends who it is. I just don't like them.
Yeah.
And that's all.
But you don't hate like all the influencers.
No, I watch influencers every day.
Okay.
I'm very big. Like I was huge on YouTube. I was huge on Vine. I'm huge on TikTok. Like I love watching influencers. But when they start becoming, there's a lot of people I stopped watching on YouTube because they started becoming very just like ads, and just you could tell it was not something they enjoyed doing anymore. It just became like a cash grab. That's when you notice that it's like I don't relate to this anymore, and I can't watch you anymore because you're not genuine anymore. It's now just a job, which that's how it is for a lot of influencers. It's just a job. And
I hate the ones that are like, their videos seem to be like, oh, be jealous of me. Look, I'm hanging out with this celeb.
I hate that.
Oh, I'm at these parties. Oh, look at my drama.
Yeah.
Those ones I'm like, what am I getting except for kids being jealous that you're rich doing stupid
I actually
shit?
do like that stuff though because I'm nosy. And
I like it a little bit, but if that's like all they're doing, it's like the same drama, the same, oh, look at me, I've got a cool setup here.
Yeah, oh,
then
I hate
I'm like,
that.
all right, I'm sick of it.
That's how Jake Paul was too on YouTube. He was like, I got this sick Lamborghini and blah blah blah.
That's
and this
very true.
Team 10, my house, and all my rich influencers.
My second Lambo. What do you think about? I'm gonna roll it off a hill and jump on it.
Right.
Is he
like literally.
Is he being a...
That content doesn't...
He said roll it off a hill and then jump on it. The jump on it after is hilarious, dude.
Yeah, I don't like care about that stuff.
Yeah, it should, like, dude, don't be a douche.
Yeah.
Douchebags aren't cool.
Yeah, babe, don't be a douche. People are calling you douchebags on TikTok.
Yeah, I know.
But I'll judge it myself because I don't care what they say. And I'm guessing I'm going to laugh and be like, that's another video Ken made that... To me, it would have been a Kenny.
Here's the thing. At the end of the day, like it wasn't that great of a joke because I wasn't trying to make a good joke. I didn't even really think about it like that.
Yeah,
you know?
I also don't think he thought he was gonna be posting it online for people to see. I think it was just meant to be for your friends and like for me and stuff. But
honestly, I did post it online, like, oh, TikTok, do your thing type thing. But I was so tired, I didn't think about that last part, that comment. And how it could be incendiary like that.
Because I also didn't think about it either.
Yeah, it was 10 o'clock at night, and we just did the most.
You could drive yourself crazy though, thinking about, oh, what are people gonna think of this?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. That was the fork in the road. Is like on one side, I wanted to put my foot in the ground and say like I don't give a fuck about what people think, and kind of like.
But then it makes you
hang
look.
on, babe. I'm like, these people are unreasonable. They're in the wrong. I forgive them, whatever. But then she made a really good point last night, which ultimately, swayed me the most. Is like, I have no matter who's right or wrong, image is image. And that's not who I want to be. And so, yeah. So
be portrayed
and
like
also-
at least not yet, like Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
the whole
'cause that's
like
the
I don't give a
beginning.
fuck, and like you're saying like I don't give a fuck, but you keep posting about it. It's like, well, it seems like you give a fuck.
Well, what my point was with the skit thing is it was going to be showing like, hey, this is just a joke. So
But
if
people
you're
won't take it that way.
well, you don't even know what the skit's gonna be, so you can't comment it too much. But it's like the skit was kind of the message of the skit is that like if you're still not laughing or seeing that it's a joke, you're an idiot. If you can see the joke,
Right.
then you're in on it. You know what I mean? Kind
Yeah,
of thing.
but no one. I mean, I already told you, like, no one's gonna think that way. There's no way to convince people. You can't change people's minds like that.
Yeah, it's hard to reason with those people.
Yeah, it is. It's hard.
There's a
know?
real human condition. It's interesting is that us humans, we kind of like to have a visceral reaction of shame. You see something and you're like, "Fuck you," it's shameful of you. You know?
Yeah.
Whether it's because it makes us feel more virtuous or what, but it's interesting.
Yeah, it's.
I feel that a lot too, though, because it's like I'll post something, even if it's just like an Instagram story, and it's goofy, and in the it's in the moment, I'm just like, this is mildly entertaining, like freestyle or just like a something that is embarrassing a little bit, or it's like I just think, all right, that's kind of funny. That will be a little bit entertaining to somebody to watch once,
Mhm.
and then if I watch it back later when I'm in a different mood, I'll be like, and I'll delete that. It's just like the mood that I'm in.
Right.
And I try to at least just be present to be like, this is what I'm feeling, so I said it, and
Yeah.
and get more used to like it is what it is, as long as it's not uh offensive or cancel worthy, which that's a whole nother thing. Like some stuff that shouldn't be cancel worthy is, some stuff is like
Yeah.
that's obvious that is actually bad. There's a whole bunch of shit, but
Yeah. No, I've of course, I've been there too with the posting stories where it's like in one mood, it's so cool, like post that,
yeah.
and then you look back at it later, like late at night or whatever, when
Yeah.
you're a little more insecure and you're like, ugh,
Yeah.
get that, scrub
Yeah.
that, scrub that.
Isn't that
And-
normal?
Ken's done that, and I'm like, why would
I
you delete
think-
that?
Well, dude, that's the whole reason why I don't have any traction right now is because I've been posting on stories because it's so low stakes. Like,
Right.
And so what the problem with that is that I posted gold that's expired in 24 hours. You know what I mean?
Right.
So many times.
Gold is crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying all of it is gold.
No, yeah, I get you.
No.
though.
And
But
then it's gone forever.
It's gone. Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
I'm posting on stories because even if it's not gold, it's okay. It's just my story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
And
I know.
and it's more entertaining than 80% of the common posts are not entertaining posts. They're like, I'm at a concert, here's my food. At least
Exactly.
I appreciate when anyone makes an effort. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is actually really cool to look at, or it's not cool to look at, but I'm gonna at least I think this is entertaining for me.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll enjoy it.
Yeah,
Not like look at my whatever.
yeah, 100%. I hate the like.
But you know what's funny? I don't know how many. If I relate to you on this, like my confidence throughout the day can be like this, and so like I can post here, and it's just like I feel like I'm more up and down, and then there's people that just know what they just know
Yeah.
what they're about, and they're just like straight. I guess they're less maybe entertaining sometimes, or they're just more predictable. But I wonder how many people relate to that. Like, if that's
think
something
everyone.
that everyone like, I post something and then I'm like, that's a little cringe.
literally
Or why did
everyone
I say
thinks
that
that
like
way.
this? That's why this podcast is so crazy, because it's like for a full hour and we're almost done. It's just you live on camera. And so what makes me get through it is try to be as present as I can be, and whatever version of me, blackout drunk me, that is coming out, it is what it is. If I'm
Yeah.
just trying to be honest, fair enough. And
Yeah.
sometimes I'll look back like I was just forcing it, or I was doing this.
Yeah, no.
But it's
you don't
there.
feel it in the moment, and then you watch it back, and it's like, ooh, like
Yeah.
maybe yeah. That's how I think everyone experiences that.
I hope
Humans
so.
were not meant to be recorded and watched, and like this is not what humans are meant to be doing.
Mhm.
So we're doing this, and we're like, oh my god, like that's what I look like, or like that's what I sound like, or oh, I shouldn't have said that. Like
Yeah.
we're not supposed to be thinking about those things. Like,
And so hard on ourselves, like, oh,
Yeah.
why didn't I say that perfect thing?
We're so critical of ourselves.
I know.
The only way it works at the end of the day is if we kind of don't care what people think. It's okay. It's a fine line because you saw the episode and it's true that wasn't it. You know,
Yeah.
it was
It's hard to like not care what people think, but you also like we live in such a time where it's like people are annoying and they overthink things and they see things that they don't agree with. It's hard. This
Yeah.
whole like media, it's just like
And
there's no winning
we're
with
evolving.
it's tough because like when it seems like a majority of people are doing it, whatever they say is true because it's like, oh, that's the majority.
Right.
Like for instance, like yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean?
No, yes.
it. Yeah.
It's like that's the whatever the mainstream take on it. So it's just sure, that's probably it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not.
That's why Ken calls me a sheep because he thinks that I'm like I take the mainstream opinion and like I'm just rolling with it because it's mainstream, but I can't tell you that that's not how I actually feel because you're just gonna think that that's what like I'm seeing it and I'm like, yeah, like that's what everyone's saying, so I'm gonna agree with it. Like that's not true.
You might change your mind on stuff.
Dude,
I do all
yeah.
the time.
If I called you a sheep like once or twice,
You call me a sheep a lot of times.
okay. If I'm calling you that in
Is
that
that a
moment,
trigger word?
that's just for that moment. Do I think that you're a sheep
I'm
all
not
the time?
saying
No.
that you are.
Okay.
But
okay.
you have
But
called me that a lot.
I fear that you say things on here where it's like
I'm not
like-
trying to make you look bad, but I'm
Like you're gonna
Yeah,
leave and be like, "Hey, sheep, that was a fun episode."
Yeah.
yeah, like but you have said that to me. It's like
Okay.
maybe this is a lesson where you should maybe be a little more careful about what you say to me because you say things. You're not saying it once or twice. You're saying it a lot all the time.
okay, I want you
So
to
if you don't want to seem like that is the type of person that you are, maybe choose your words carefully.
do you think that
And I
I-
need to do the same.
okay,
That's
here's what I
nice.
want you to do is focus on the good things I say about you more than the bad
You
things.
you do say a lot of good things.
Okay.
But we're
So if
talking
I-
about something that's relevant to like me saying that. I'm not just saying it out of nowhere.
Tell the audience a compliment I've given you or something that made you feel good.
You said that you appreciate my opinions.
Okay.
You said that literally on the podcast.
No, I said that.
Oh, whoops. You do say good things.
Sheep is
Okay.
maybe a trigger word.
Then
But
then
me
I'm
and
happy.
Ken,
I'm happy.
Can
me
you
and Ken are
guys-
very different.
Yeah.
We're
Well, 'cause
not.
she's a
But
girl and I'm a boy.
We're not alike.
Chromosomes.
Yeah.
Like we have very
And we're
very different
bromosomes.
opinions.
Yeah, bro.
We have
So
very
can-
different opinions.
Have you guys both changed your mind on stuff though? Like that's important. I think if you
Yeah.
guys are like, I think this new information comes out and you're like, you know what? I was
Yeah.
giving you such a hard time about this or vice versa.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I'll tell her, but you've changed my mind.
See,
Yeah,
that's a good thing because
for
then you know
sure.
it's not just pure stubbornness
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you're
no.
not a sheep. It's like, I got new information.
Let
not a
me make
sheep.
one thing clear. A sheep, dude,
Is
I love sheep.
Is a farm animal.
Lambs, sheep,
I like
goats.
sheep's gives you.
I like them.
Yeah, you get a nice wool coat.
Yeah.
Um,
Here's the thing. Yeah.
yeah,
You don't
get have
you don't
sheep's
kill a
milk.
sheep. You shave it every day.
You
Whatever
count
I say.
them, and then you fall asleep, and have a better night's sleep.
That's
Yeah.
right. Do we want to bring anything else up? Whoa, did I drop something? No. You didn't.
All the way over there.
Oh, Billy texted me.
What else what other topics do you have? The
Well-
only thing I had on my notes was Jon being so obliterated at Kaytranada,
we
Wicked,
covered that.
and Ken getting shitted on TikTok.
Oh, yeah. I got what we're ending it. So Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, we're at the hotel and we just had a good little dinner or whatever, and we're laying there and we both have a little buzz, and something comes up and we start kind of like bickering about it, and I started to get maybe a little serious than she wanted me to, and she goes, "Babe, stop! This is all just kidding. This is all a just kidding." And I'm like, "What? What did you say?" She's like, don't get mad. This is all just kidding.
Babe, you're not supposed to tell people my thing.
Well, no, I want us to get this on record that you started it.
Yeah.
Yes, that should catch on. This is all a JK.
Yeah, but I didn't say. I said, babe, this is all a just kidding.
dude, and I
That's a
love
pretty good
that.
quote.
And Ken
That might
was
pop off.
dying.
That
Yeah.
might pop
So
off.
instead of like
This is a joke. I said this is all a just kidding.
Yeah, this is a just kidding.
Oh my god, that scared me.
This is all a just kidding. Yo.
Just,
We had a happy Thanksgiving. Just kidding. I got to say bleep
just
fuck
kidding.
you. But I'm a sheep. Count 1, 2.
3, 4.
It's all a.
Just kidding.
I'm just kidding. Well, fuck.
Nice, dude.
That was a nice little short song.
I feel like let's go a
There was
little
no
harder.
beat. It's just the end of the song. Just kidding.
Oh,
Nice.
Text
Dude,
and
hey, you're
shit.
killing this. DJ Jon.
has it been an hour already?
It's been over an hour.
Oh my god. Time flies. Ooh, this is a good one.
All right, this one heated up. Yo, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
I'm just winning. Charlie Sheen, 2.5 Men. Have you seen? This is the end of the episode. It went pretty good. Was it slow? No, I think it was pretty. Oh my god.
Dude, so good, dude. Hey, DJ Jon in the motherfucking place to be. Who was that? Take the call.
It's a building.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
Just kidding. I thought it was a fart, but then I was shitting. I'm a lamb. I'm a sheep. I'm a goat. Give me ass. Give me tits. Give me throat.
Oh my god.
Just
Damn.
kidding.
X-rated. I'm just kidding.
You can call me a wussy. And then you give up that pussy.
Ooh,
Uh,
X-rated.
Just kidding.
We're getting sexual. Go ahead, sexual girl.
Hey, you gotta give us like, oh shit, a few minutes. Were you about to spit?
No.
Oh shit. All right. We
Here.
can't talk about masturbation.
No.
We can't be loners or talk about little boners. But
Nope.
since
dude.
it's the end
You're
of the
doing it.
episode,
Just did it.
we only get 1 minute to unload.
Whoa.
Ooh.
So here we go. I flow. I'm gonna say some bad shit. Just kidding.
Nice. Wait, that was really good.
Thank
was
you.
good.
That was really super good.
I want you to start.
So
All right.
what?
Do you want some music to sing to? Because you
No,
have such
no,
a great voice.
no, you guys,
Okay,
I
okay.
literally can't.
How about this?
I want you just to try, though.
This
I-
is
no.
this is gonna be interesting.
I
It's
can't.
funny.
Next episode will probably be our holiday episode.
Yeah, I hope it is.
So this will be just the taste of next episode.
Okay.
This is hopefully copyright-free holiday music.
This is literally the Nightmare Before Christmas song.
Is
This
this seriously?
is kind of fast beat.
Trey? Oh yeah.
I guess you could
Let me try this.
if you half it.
That's actually just Jingle Bells. We're having fun on the show today.
Me and Ken fought on the show today.
Just look at Dre.
What?
We're just
Don't-
gonna look at you.
Don't look
and
at me.
Don't say a word.
Yeah. We're having fun.
On the show today.
I can't. You guys, I can't. I can't.
Happy times on the show today.
Shut your fucking mouth, Jon.
We're all singing, having fun today.
Yay.
Gonna be a white Christmas after all.
God, I like. Yeah, you
It's
can't.
Go on,
gonna
say-
be a white
say you can't.
Christmas
Say you can't
after
in a sing
all.
song.
I can. I can.
I can't.
I can. I can't. I can't. I can't do this. I can't. I can't do this. Yeah.
Get a
Can.
new word in there.
I can't do this.
Can and I can't.
That's good. I can't.
Can
I can't do this today.
That was funny. All right, love you guys.
I need to pee.
All right. Cool beans.
I can.
See you on the holiday episode next week.
Subscribe.
Yay!
Go, go.